My name is Drew Brown. I'm the Management Information Systems Administrator here at North Country Health Consortium. When I was first hired at the consortium way back in 2003, I was brought in as an intern to support the North Country Health Information Network project. At the time, that project was an outgrowth of a need for internet service provider resources for the healthcare organizations in the North Country. It started in 1997, providing medical databases, firewall security, encryption, internet access, VPN service, email, dial-in service, video conferencing, and IP addressing. By 2001, 2 years before I was hired, that grant that provided that initial set of services had expired, and services were being scaled back as free market and other options became more competitive and available. So it was that by 2005, when I had been on the job for 2 years, the organization shuttered and shut down its very last NCHC, or North Country Health Information Network server. This is a good example, I believe, of the way that the consortium can fill gaps that currently exist in the services available to our service population in the North Country. It wasn't a failure of the consortium or the failure of anybody that NCHC shuttered its last server in 2005. In fact, it was a happy moment because it meant that the services that hadn't previously been available were now widely available and usable by the organizations that made up the consortium. You've seen this dynamic play out many times in the history of the consortium. As the shuttering of one program, as services become more widely available in the community, allowed the consortium to pivot to the next area of concern. Another example of this would be the Molar Express, which began operating shortly after NCHC shuttered its last server. And in turn, when dental services became more widely available and accessible throughout the North Country, the Molar Express was able to shut down its services as more options became available in the community. We will continue to see, I believe, this cycle of gap filling and then stepping back to allow better and more sustainable options to take place within the community as we move forward with the consortium. I'm proud to work here because as I like to say, even though I worked in the same place for over 17 years now, I feel like I've never had the same job for more than a few years at a time. I look forward to the next challenges that await us and the next ways we're able to help fill gaps in our community and help better serve our service population.